Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Let me prop you up and let's have a bit of a chat. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm just back from a run, my first run in a week. I've been really ill. Yeah, that's where we're at, so I've not trained. So let's just rewind. So I did High Rocks World Championships with Gaz 10 days ago, last Saturday, and it was so hard. It was so hard. For anyone who I guess doesn't know what High Rocks is, it's just like a max effort for about an hour. 8 1K runs with 8 different stations in between. We qualified for World Championships together, so we went and did that in Nice. Great trip, and really happy we went and did all that and experienced it. It's nice to do something different outside of triathlon, but obviously when you're training for an Ironman, training for High Rocks is completely different. It's very fast, and yeah, I guess that was humbling. That was really humbling. I really struggled, and like that's fine. It's motivation to train harder, but I did really struggle. We managed an hour and 46 seconds, so it's a new best for us, and we really wanted to go sub 1 hour, so I was really disappointed at first, but then realised actually there's nothing to be disappointed about. Like, yeah, that's really cool that we even qualified for that and did that, and yeah, motivation to keep training hard. That was on the Sunday. On the Tuesday, I had a rest day Monday. Tuesday we went and did like a long run, like 15k. Felt a bit niggly, like I had a sore Achilles, but other than that everything was fine. And then that night, you know, when you can just feel your chest like starting to just be a bit sore, a bit crackly. I was coughing a bit, but trying to convince myself I was fine. Guys was like, "Are you coughing?" I was like, "No, I'm fine." The next day woke up, felt worse again, and just progressively getting worse. And we got home on the Wednesday, and by the time we got home off the flight, I was really shivery and really fevery, so I just went straight to bed. Next day, breathing felt really bad. I was like, oh, for God's sake. But anyway, yeah, I just thought it was a bad cold, but actually it turns out it was COVID, which is really random. Like, who gets COVID in 2024? We had some tests at home, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna test, because my breathing felt bad, and I think in my head, being like the competitive, like ridiculous person I am, I guess knowing it was COVID, it kind of like gave me permission to just relax and to just switch off and to not rush back into training, because you hear all these stories about people who rush back into training and then make it worse, and they have long symptoms and all that sort of stuff. So I guess it was maybe the reassurance for me that I needed to just switch off and just relax and allow my body to recover. Really taking my recovery seriously. I've not trained for a week. The first few days it was fine, because you know I was still recovering from High Rocks and I was fine, but the last few days I've really felt my mood being quite low, and I felt really grumpy, and I think that's tied in as well. My period is due any day now. Yesterday, like I just felt really out of shape. Like I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror, like all these different things which are just ridiculous. And I think get tied in with my period coming, I feel really bloated and just gross in my body, and then the fact I hadn't trained for a few days. And I know rationally, like, nothing can change in just a few days. Like, you're not going to lose all your fitness, you're not going to gain loads of body fat, I know all this stuff, but when you just feel a bit shit in your body, it's felt really hard the last couple of days. On Sunday I was driving and then just started crying and then I cried like 3 times on Sunday. I don't know, it's just, I think as well I'm just frustrated. I've obviously got the middle distance European Championships out in Portugal on Saturday. We fly on Thursday, which is why I'm doing this vlog, to document that. But we fly on Thursday, I compete on Saturday, and I think it's just knowing that I'm not going to be at 100% for that race, and I've kind of accepted that. And I suppose this race was never like an A race for me. This was kind of like, even though it's like European Championships, it's the GB age group team, I've never raced the GB age group team, it was always going to be more of just let's see what a GB age group team race is like let's see what a European Championships is like. And there was never really any pressure. I feel more pressure in my like half Ironmans and my full Ironmans to try and qualify for the World Championships next year, so I feel more pressure in those races. So I guess I spoke to my coach yesterday, and we're kind of going to go into this race on Saturday and just go in at like 70% and use it as a training day, use it as a just getting back into some training rather than going and giving it my absolute all and peaking for this race, because then the following weekend I have Bolton 70.3. Risky run is if I go and try and like give this race my absolute all. My immune system's already low, you can still hear in my voice like I'm not 100%. If I go all in on this race and then make it worse and then still feel like this for the next few weeks, that's not what we want. So anyway, that is long story short to say welcome to this video. We're going to Portugal on Thursday, competing in European Championships. Feel about a 5 or 6 out of 10 today. Just been and done my first run in a week, did 30 minutes, not my best, but it's exercise and I'm grateful to be able to be back exercising. So anyway, welcome back to the vlog. I'm at my parents' house packing. We fly tomorrow 6 AM, just my mum and I that are going to Portugal. European champs, ill, but it's fine, we're still going. We thought, like, as well, like I said yesterday, you know, I want to do this race anyway, I'll just kind of see how it goes, but it's an opportunity for me and mum to go away together and have a bit of a trip. Just been to the bicycle lounge to pick up my nutrition. This race is a bit more now of a training day. I'm really going to focus on other things, like making sure my nutrition is nailed down, making sure I, you know, feel comfortable in my TT position. There's other things I want to focus on in this race rather than going all out max effort, because that's not the goal of this race. So I feel like that's just a nice mindset shift. I feel if like you're going into a race and you're not feeling 100%, maybe you've been ill, maybe you've been injured, you know, all is not lost. There's always going to be something that you can focus on, work on, and whilst it might not be your best ever result, you might not podium, you might not get a PB, you know, it's not always about that. Sometimes actually you could just use that race as a bit of training, try something new out maybe that you wouldn't do in one of your A races. So that's just a bit of a mindset shift that sort of I've been adopting. That's my update. I'm gonna go pack, and maybe you'll see me tonight, but if not, I'll see you in Portugal. It's 3 o'clock. Let's go to Portugal. We have arrived in Portugal. We flew into Porto and now we're in a rental car. We decided to book a rental car rather than getting a taxi. I think it works out a bit cheaper. So we are currently navigating the roads of Portugal. I say we, Mum is doing very well. Looks like it's going to be about 29 degrees on race day, so there's that. And yeah, happy to be here. Are you happy to be here, Mum?
Yes, I am. I'm glad when I've stopped driving.
She's not loving the driving. I did offer to drive.
There's some boys there.
Looks like a fast flowing river, that.
It does actually.
Swimming against the current.
Well, no, there'll only be one way against the current and the other way back. With it.
So this is Coimbra. It's beautiful. This is where we're going to be swimming on Saturday. And so far, it's a really nice place. It's lovely. There's loads of athletes around, everyone in their GB tops. I need to come and put mine on. A lovely place. It's going to be warm. It's about 20 degrees today and it's supposed to be about 27 degrees on Saturday. So it's going to be a hot one. I'm going to go register. So I don't know. I don't even know where we're going. So we'll see. We were just following the crowd. So I've just registered. 6717 is my number. Actually quite a nice bag as well. Nice big transition bag. All registered, all sorted. I feel very unprepared. We're gonna get some food now. Then we can check into our Airbnb and then I can just chill and build my bike and just get everything together. I always feel better when your bike's built and then you can just relax. So
ladies and gentlemen, now come down.
Oh,
food looks great. I feel like I just need loads of goodness. All we've eaten today is just snacked on crap, and it feels like it should be tea time. It's only 12:30, and we've eaten chocolate, crisps, snacks galore. So I need goodness. This is the reality of racing abroad. Love a cobbled street. That was such a hassle. Dragging your bike through an old town isn't the one, but we've made it. We're in the Airbnb. Excuse the shouting outside. One of the races on, I'll show you actually outside first. We're on a main street. So this is No, there's no one coming. So on at the moment is the, is it called Triathlon Cross?
Yes.
Yeah, Triathlon Cross. So it is, I think, at a 1k swim, then it's like 20 to 30k on a mountain bike, and the route around the city centre is all cobbly and hilly, so it looks really hard. And then I think it's like a 10k run, I think. So they're all out there on their mountain bikes doing that. Gonna unpack and going to, I need to do a bit of work. I've got loads of client work to do, so that is priority. It may look like I'm always away travelling, but really I'm just sat working, which I love, it's fine. Perfect. Just need to put the pedals on. Good morning. It is Friday morning. It's race day tomorrow. We're just gonna go on a little bit of a shakeout run, just like 30 minutes down by the river. And then we're gonna go for breakfast. I'm with my mum. She's coming as well. Just a little bit of a pod, and then at 9:30 I'm meeting some friends to just go spin off the bikes. It's quite nice. I do know quite a lot of people here, so it'll be nice to catch up with everyone. Just gonna go move the legs and wake them up.
And then it's recording when... Hi Laura, lovely. And then off.
We are running. The river is just over there. Just doing a couple of loops, like from one bridge down to the next and back. Chest is tighter than I would like. I'm trying not to smash about it, but yeah, it feels shit. Oh, I can't even talk, but I don't know. We're moving, we're doing something. I'm disappointed, but we're doing something. I'm going to do one more lap and then call it quits, to be honest. Sorry, that was really grumpy before, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth, and you know, not every race you feel incredible for, especially off the back of illness. And as I always say, I just like to keep it real on my social media, because it can really bring you down when all you see all the time on social media is just everyone smashing it, everyone feeling amazing for every single race. And especially when, like for myself, I put so much pressure on myself, I feel so much pressure. Again, that's all my doing, but like, I don't want to let anyone down. I don't want to let myself down, because that's really hard to live with. And like, the self-doubt I have and experience daily is really hard. It's something I have to really push against. Really something I have to really work against to, yeah, keep pushing forward, because otherwise it would just consume me. So anyway, I just feel a bit low on confidence at the moment with my training. Yeah, that low confidence is real at the moment, and it happens, it comes in waves, and I'll feel more confident again soon, but right now it's hard to see that. So I'm hoping tomorrow's race will give me a bit of confidence. If it doesn't, I'll find my confidence somewhere else. But anyway, my arm's killing, I can't breathe. Oh. Done. Oh. Lovely. Well done, how does that feel? Yeah, same. My hair is braided, I'm so happy with that, and she charged me €10. I need to move to Portugal, everything is so cheap here. Such a lovely lady. So yes, I'm all braided, I'm all happy, and I've just got the day to chill. Look at this food. I got a bagel, chicken, bacon, ham in there. Mum got toast, scrambled eggs, bacon, the lot. I'm excited. I'm going to show these though, it's a bit of a funky. Yeah, I just feel like I need some plain protein. I feel like when you're abroad, that's not something you get very much of. Protein.
I'm talking to your camera.
I'm talking to you. Well, you don't need to be silent when the camera's on. Are you talking to your camera? I'm talking to myself.
I was going to say, because I didn't think there was anything like that on that menu for tonight.
No, but I'm just going to have like pasta tonight. I don't need protein tonight.
Oh good. You need pasta.
This is plain and perfect. Right, so I'm just sticking numbers onto my bike, and what I don't want to do is get all the sticky stuff on my bike. So what I'm going to do is cut around this and then only take a bit of the back off at the end, so that'll stick to that, but the rest of it won't stick to the seat post because my helmet's already damaged enough from all the stickiness. I know you can get it off, obviously. You just use like nail varnish remover to get it off, but it is just a bit of a hassle, so this is probably more hassle to be fair, but yeah, I don't want to ruin my seat post. I've not paid all that money for a bike to have all glue stuff stuck to it. I'm going to peel back a bit, chop that off. That's the only sticky bit there. Right, here we go. Nothing stuck to the seat post, but it is secure. That's how it's done. Right, so that is all done. My bag is packed to go take that down to transition. Stickers are on the bike and on my helmet. Nutrition is all here, so I'm not going to put that on my bike until tomorrow morning because it's hot today and that will all melt. So I've got 2 little sandwich bags of sweets, one I'll put in my pocket for the bike, one on the run. I just like to have them, I don't know if it's like a mental thing, I just like to have them just to chew on something, something a bit different texture wise, I don't know, so they'll be with me. I then have, there's 4 gels in here, each one is 40 grams of carbs, so I'll have 2 of them an hour. And then in between them I've got all these little bars, so they're the SAS carb bars, 40 grams of carbs in them as well, and then I've just got some of the flapjacks which are just literally like these M&S ones. And then for the run I've got 3 gels with me here. One is 40 grams of carbs, the other 2 are 20 grams of carbs. I only managed 2.5 gels when I did Mallorca. Hopefully I can manage 3 this tomorrow, and then I'll also have some sweets with me, and obviously it's easier to grab nutrition on the run course, and I'll see how I am in terms of hunger, like actual physical hunger, as to whether on the bike I grab a banana as well. Sometimes I like to do that, just something a little bit different. So that's the nutrition. As I said, I'll put that on my bike tomorrow. Water bottles, I'll also put them on the bike tomorrow, so I've got 500 ml of water to go in my hydration system. I've then got a bottle cage, you'll see here, a bottle cage there, a bottle cage on the back, so I'm going to put water in that one to fill up my hydration system for that when that runs out, and then I'm going to have 2 electrolyte tabs in my water here. So that should cover me about just under 2.5 litres of water. What is beeping? What's beeping? Oh, look, the hob's beeping. So yeah, about 2 to 2.5 litres of water. With me I'll probably just, again, grab something from an aid station just to like cool me down, swill my mouth, and I'll take that down tomorrow. Swim stuff, swim hat, goggles, wetsuit. That is me done. So I'm gonna go, well, we've got a while yet, we're gonna go and put stuff in transition about 6 o'clock. I need to deflate my tyres because it's hot, and then I've got a pump to take with me tomorrow morning to pump them up, and then Mum will have that in the bag when she's spectating. Organised, all sorted, easy. It is 6:10 and it's raining. I didn't sleep awfully, I didn't sleep great. That's what happens when you stay in a city and everyone's out partying till like 4 o'clock. And I think we're staying over like a music school or a drama school or something like that, because there's performances every night. So the first night it was like someone banging a drum. It was like, he would like scream and bang a drum. It was awful. Last night it was like a brass band. So that's cool. But anyway, I got like just under 8 hours sleep, so it's not bad. Anyway, I'm gonna have a coffee. We've got time, we're not leaving here until like 7:30, 7:45, so we've got ages. So I'm just gonna take things easy, have a coffee, have some cereal. I'm hungry, really hungry, and get my tri-suit on. There it is. That tri-suit is ready. So Yes, I'm excited. We are ready to go. We're on our way down to transition. It's a glorious day. There's the water, calm as anything. I'm excited. So many athletes here. It's going to be a really great day. It's going to be a hot day, but it's going to be a really great day. The pros are just on at the moment, so they're just coming to the end of their swim, and then we'll go drop stuff off in transition, put everything on my bike, and that's it really. I need to drink my Red Bull. I've had my cereal. Okay. Everything's sorted. We're just walking across to the swim start, and the next time you see any footage will be Mum filming. It's easy, like we're all in the same tri-suits, we've all got the same helmets and bikes. She'll be able to spot me a mile off. So I hope the footage is wonderful. Look at that confidence. But yeah, anyway, gonna go to swim start now, and I'll see you after.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our age group athletes at the Middle Distance European Championships.
Go, Laura! Well done! Go, go, go! Go, Laura! Go!
Hiya.
Hi, darling. Well done. Feel all right?
Not great, but fine.
You'll do it. Nearly over.
Oh, my legs are popping.
No cap.
Huh?
No cap. Good luck. Love you. Give us a wave.
See ya.
See ya. Well done. Come on. You're catching your friend.
Oh, nice.
Go on. Keep going. Love you. See you at the end. Come on, Laura. Go, go, go. Well done. Yeah. Well done. Here she is. Well done. That was amazing.
Thank you.
It was hard.
Took a few people out at the end, though.
I did. I had a sprint finish, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just took the run steady.
Wow. Really?
So
Well,
those 2K,
Well done.
I was like,
Grand Pally, GDR.
well done.
so I'm happy. I was really consistent pacing. I'm proud of myself for that. That was horrible.
Looking slightly different from when you last saw me, but we are back. Changed. We've just been chilling, lying on bed literally for like the past 2 hours, catching up on messages and just having a bit of a relax, but we do need to go and get some food. So it's 7 o'clock, so we need to go and eat something. But yeah, I just need a big refuel so I can start my recovery ready for Bolton next week. When I get home, I'll do a race review so I can get this all uploaded. So I'll probably say bye now. Maybe I'll show you what food we have when we go out, but yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I've not even looked at the footage yet, but I'm sure Mum got some great footage of me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. But yeah, thank you for your support as always, and I will see you in the next one. Right, I'm back from Portugal to this beautiful, glorious English weather. When do we ever have weather like this? It's absolutely roasting, so I thought I would do the race recap in the garden, in the sun, because I probably won't be able to do this again for another year. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible because I always ramble. I'm a rambler. I like to give all the details. Some people like that, some people don't. That's fine. I'm just a bit of a rambler and I like to go into all the details, but I'm going to try not to ramble too much. So you'll have seen obviously all the lead up into the race. This was my first GB age group event, so it was all very new. It's slightly different to how like Ironman run their events, so it was all a bit new. Felt really proud to be obviously racing in the GB kit. Now I've let it all like sink in a little bit. I guess at the time I was a bit like, oh, it's nothing overly special, but I guess it is kind of cool representing GB, even though it's not like the top level. It's still a pretty decent level for, I guess, as regular age group amateur athletes, so that's pretty cool. Start of the day, it was a pretty chilled start to the day because of the 9:30 race start, which is ideal. Although it was a really hot day, so it was getting hotter and hotter the more we waited, so it was kind of like, let's just get on with this because we want to avoid the heat as much as possible. But swim was in a river. There wasn't really any current or anything, so that was great because the last thing you want to be doing is swimming upstream against the current, so that was good. To start off with, the swim was just a bit of, it just felt like carnage, even though, you know, for athletes went in at the time, it was all very normal in that sense. It just felt very much like a washing machine at first, and considering how calm and how still the water was, it didn't feel calm and still when I was swimming. Obviously in the lead up to this race, as I said, I've not been very well. I haven't swum before the race, sorry, I hadn't swum for about 2 weeks because I'd obviously been in Nice at High Rocks and hadn't swum at all then was ill for the week that I got back, so I just felt a bit rusty in the swim. That's all it was, just feeling a bit rusty, which is fine. I know that's not down to like lack of ability, that is literally just down to the fact that you just kind of lose your feel for the water, which is why it's good to swim quite regularly across the week because you just get better feel for the water. So I think that's the main reason. And as well, my other thing when I swim, and I just get distracted. I just get really distracted really easily, and I have this, like, it's not even an irrational fear, it's just this thought that goes through my head of like, what if I just passed out here and just sank, or what if I had a heart attack and just died in this water? Like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, it's so murky, no one would see me. I just like get so distracted. And so I feel like, because we were going into this race, I've spoken to my coach about this, we were going into this race kind of knowing that I wasn't going to be at 100% and kind of just going in at like 70-80%, trying to enjoy it a bit. I think mentally I then wasn't prepared for this race, so I wasn't quite as up for the swim, or I wasn't, you know, it was getting a bit more distracted in the swim, and I think that probably explains all of that. And you know, that being said, I think I got a 31-minute swim, so I got a 31:04 swim, which is fine. Like, it's not as good as I've swum before. It's not awful. It just is. It's fine. So that was all good. Came out of the water, felt very dizzy coming out of the water. It was quite like a steep slope to get out of the water, and I misplaced my footing, was kind of wobbling all over the place. Anyway, got through transition, 2:42, which again, pretty average. Obviously it's a different tri-suit that I've never raced in it before, so I wasn't sure. Again, pockets. Every time I do a race review, where are the pockets of my tri-suit? The pockets were just really small and really shit, so I was shoving all my nutrition in my pockets, which now, moving forward into next race, I'm gonna tape some of my gels to my bike, because all that faffing in transition trying to find a pocket, to then when I came out on the bike, turned a corner, it fell out my pocket, and it was one of my 40 grams of carb gels, and it was just gone. I was like, fuck's sake, I swore really loudly. Also, when I was filling my water up in transition in the morning of the race, putting my water into my hydration system on my bike, pouring it in, it was coming out the other end. So there must be a hole in the bladder inside of the hydration system in my bike, so all of that water that I put into the bladder, most of it came out of the bike, and then when I was packing up my bike after the race, when I turned it upside down, it all was coming out. So it was sat inside my bike. I went to go and have a sip of it, and there was just nothing inside the bladder, so missed out on 500 ml of water there. I had to rely on aid stations, but I'll come to that in a second. So yeah, got through transition 2:42, pretty average amongst what everyone else was doing. It was quite a long transition, so I'm happy with that. The bike leg, so it was 4 loops of 22.5k, and it was relatively flat. There was a couple of sort of short, sharp hills, like going over bridges, going over and like under bridges on like a dual carriageway kind of thing, so there was a few sort of spiky climbs, but it was relatively flat. So for someone who is really dialed in on their TT position, for someone who's strong on the bike, it's a perfect course. For me, obviously, having only ridden my bike once, not so ideal because I've not practiced in that position enough to be able to sit in it comfortably for that amount of time. So that's work in progress. But what also didn't help was the fact that the GB tri-suit must be the most uncomfortable tri-suits I've ever worn. The chafing and the cutting on like my groin area, around my legs as well, but mainly obviously where I'm sat, it just felt like there was so much pressure on the seat and it really was uncomfortable, and I really struggled. I was sitting up quite often because I was just so uncomfortable and moving around in my seat quite a lot, so then that caused the front end to put a lot of pressure on my shoulders, so I was just so uncomfortable on my bike, which caused me to really lose out on a lot of time on the bike. That combined with the fact I just need more practice and I just need to be better on the bike, but I felt like I wasn't able to put down much power on the bike. My average power was like at 154, I think, which isn't even like hitting my zone 2. So yeah, it wasn't a great bike for me, but it's a lesson that I obviously need more time on my bike, and I also need to make sure my positioning, and I need to get it fitted again because it just was not right. But I do blame the tri-suit quite a lot for that. It just goes to show how important like having a good quality tri-suit is, because where this one was, the seam where it was sewed, like it was just, I'm just cut and sore, and that's not what you want. So I managed a 2:37 bike, which obviously is 15 minutes quicker than what I did in Mallorca, but a completely different course, a much flatter course. So on that course, I don't think that time is like good for me or reflect where I'm currently at. I know I can do better I know I could do better on that course and get a much better time than that, but 2:37 is fine. It was a fine bike leg, but for the power I was putting down, the perceived effort fitness wise was pretty low, but my muscles, my legs just weren't feeling good at all. So again, I put that down to my positioning. My quads were starting to cramp. But you know, fitness was there. I felt fine in myself, my chest felt fine, which is good, obviously off the back of being ill. So yeah, it's one of those. 2:37 for my bike time, which is an okay time amongst my age group. I think I came like 4th in my age group for my bike leg. I came 2nd in my swim, so I'm happy with that, you know, comparatively in my age group. T2, so came into T2, couldn't figure out how to get into T2 to start off with, so that's a point, like always check out transitions and coming back in. It was just all confusing. The marshal wasn't very good at T2, coming into T2. My mum was there filming me and she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, I can't be fucking arsed. My head was really down at the end of that bike, I think, because I was in so much discomfort and must have had the slowest T2. I put my trainers on and my mum was like watching, and she said it was painful to watch how slow I was putting my trainers on. I was just delaying going on the run because my quads, my legs were just so sore. Anyway, sorted all of that, got my nutrition and started to set off, and my legs felt like lead. They were just rock, and I was like, this is going to be a really hard, long shit run. By that time as well, it was like 28 degrees. It was really hot as well. So the first 2 or 3 k's, you came out of transition and you straight onto a bridge, which was quite a steep climb up to the top of the bridge, and then came around the other side. Then you run flat for a bit, and then another little hill to come, that was like on the riverside. Then you climb up to sort of come off the riverside, and you higher up over the river. So there was a couple of, like, again, they're not hills but short sharp climbs to start off with, so come straight off the bike when you've got sore legs, they stung. But my first kilometre was like 4:38. I was like, well, actually that's not too bad considering how I'm feeling. I'm moving all right. The second kilometre sort of settled in at about a 4:50, and my coach and I had discussed, like, we just wanted to take the run easier because I've got Bolton 70.3 on Sunday, so 8 days after this race, and because I was coming into this race off the back of illness, I knew I wasn't going to be able to give like a performance that I know I'm capable of in this race, so better to back off in this race so I can feel recovered this week, which I feel absolutely fine, going into Sunday in a better place to be able to push a bit harder. So in my head I was like, just stay within yourself, and I kept repeating that to myself, and was taking off. I sort of settled at about a 4:45 to 4:50 pace and just settled there and felt amazing. After the first like 3 or 4k, I was like, cool, this feels really good. Like, this pace doesn't feel overly hard. My heart rate is always high anyway, but for me it was like low 170, it was like 172, which for me is like a comfortable heart rate in a race. And I just held that and just ticked along nicely, and I'll put my pacing on the screen, but you'll be able to see that every kilometre was pretty much bang on there. Pushed on in like the last kilometre just to prove to myself that I could. Every aid station, bottle of water over the head and swigging some water, then bottle sort of around my neck, just really trying to cool off because it was so hot. And so every single aid station, there must have been about 4 or 5 on each lap, so that was really helpful knowing, and all the water was like ice cold as well. I felt really good on the run after we got through the first sort of 2 or 3k. Mindset kind of shifted as my legs started to ease up. I felt my mindset shift, being like, well, actually you're fine, you're absolutely fine. So if you ever come off the bike and your legs are like lead and you're thinking, oh my god, how am I going to get through this run, just get through the first 2 or 3k, and you'll start to loosen up a bit and you'll start to feel so much better. That's what I would say, because on kilometre 1 and 2 in my head I was like, I'm gonna have to walk some of this, like there is no way I'm getting around this course, absolutely no way. And then when after those first couple of k, just felt fine. It was a 2-lap course, so 2 10.5k laps, and in my head, again, this is how I sort of like gaslight myself. I was like, oh well, you know, I'm halfway through this first lap after 5k, you know, I only got 5k and then I've got 1 lap left. So when I was on the second 10.5k, I was like, oh, we're on the home straight now, we're heading back, we're heading to the finish. That's how I break it down in my head. For some people that doesn't make sense. Some people are like, but I've still got 10.5k. For me, I'm like, I'm on the home straight, I'm on the second lap, this is the last lap, I'm almost back. Ended up coming in 4th in my age group. Oh, my run was 140, I think. Yeah, 140, 38 seconds. Overall time was 4:54.17, so a sub 5 70.3, which I'm happy with. I was only 40 seconds off of 3rd place as well, which is nice. A nice feeling to know that I'm almost sort of at the podium at the European Champs. Like that's a pretty cool place to be. A lot learned from that race, more so like mentally. It was a nice confidence boost knowing that I could go and give that performance off the back of being ill, and sort of brought myself back from being in a bit of a negative place coming off the bike. That was a win in itself. Sunday at Bolton 70.3 is going to be a good day, and I'm going to take all the lessons that I learned from this weekend and sort of apply them to this week. All in all, it was a great experience. I met some really nice girls as well, sort of in my age group, and I knew quite a lot of people who were racing, so I saw a couple of them out on the course, so it was nice to, like, on some of the out and backs, like cheer each other on, and knowing you've got other people out there that you know. It's really nice. But yeah, some of the girls in my age group were fab, the ones that I got to meet, so that was lovely. Shout out to all of them because they were all incredible, and yeah, all round great experience. And now I just need to get ready for Bolton this weekend, so yeah, feeling good. I'm going to start filming another vlog off the back of this one. I'll see you at Bolton, so thank you so much for watching, for listening. If you have any questions